Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. We shall start with our first participant from New Zealand, Anura and Ramya.
Hi. Good evening, Ajahn. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, how are you?
Good.
Yeah, good. Question, Ajahn. In Dhamma, one of the enlightenment factors is tranquility. So is it, can it be achieved only during deep meditation, or something that we can practice daily by looking at the feelings, whether they are neutral or the wholesome good feeling? So could you please explain that? Tranquility.
Well, tranquility or calm or equanimity really is what it means.
Right.
It depends on the amount of equanimity you have, whether you can remain calm or not. You say, by watching and you think you can stay calm. If somebody said something bad to you, can you still stay calm? If you lost something, can you still stay calm? That's the problem. If on normal circumstances, you might be able to stay calm. But when it comes to things that you attach to and is somehow got taken away from you, see if you still can remain calm and not reacting or not. If you have no deep meditation, I guarantee you that you won't be able to stay calm. So if you lost someone you love, for instance, can you still remain as if nothing has happened? That's the goal.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So if you still you still feel stressful about something, it means you're not calm anymore.
Okay.
So even if you have deep meditation, when you come out of deep meditation, it can also disappear quite quickly. So you have to have a lot of deep meditation. Spend most of your time spending in deep meditation for most of your time, and only come out and engage with people and things only when you really have to.
Right.
Until you have developed to the point of wisdom, where wisdom will teach you to see that everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta, and you will then let go completely of all your attachment to everything. Then you will remain calm, tranquil all the time, whether you enter into deep meditation or not.
Yeah.
That's the goal, is to be able to have tranquility all the time without having to go into meditation.
Right. Okay.
And I think some teacher mistaken that you can do that without deep meditation. So I think this is a general view of a lot of people, that as long as you keep watching what's going on, you can remain calm. Can you really, when you lost something you like, somebody stole your car, somebody burned down your house, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Stole your money. All your money in the bank is gone somehow, and the bank doesn't take responsibility. And you say, okay, no problem. Anicca, everything comes and goes. People don't think of the circumstances when it really hurt them. They think, on a normal daily basis, everything is quite okay, right? So you thought, by maintaining calm with this normal thing is okay. Yes, but you're going to have to take that when you take something more more difficult, something more hurt, more harmful to you, that if you should get sick or if you should be incapacitated or something like that. So can you still remain as if nothing has happened? That's the goal. Because if you understand the truth is you're not anything. The body is not you, and everything that you own doesn't really belong to you. Sooner or later, you have to lose it all. You are the mind. You are the one who thinks, who knows, and you come empty-handed. And when you leave this earth, this world, you leave it empty-handed. So why should you be stressful with anything, right? If you have full meditation and full wisdom all the time. So that's the goal. Yeah. Think of the difficult time ahead. See if you can still remain strong and not being affected. Right now, everything is okay. You got everything you want. You have everything. So there's nothing to cause you any stress. But sooner or later, one day, should you lose something or have to face something that you don't want to, and see if you can still remain tranquil. So for serious practitioner, they will try to go into deep meditation and try to develop wisdom. And then they also will try to subject themselves to difficult situations to test their ability, whether they can take all the hard times without having been affected by not being affected by them. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Tanaja. Thank you, Tanaja.
The easiest test is to try fast for a few days. See if you're still not, whether you're affected by fasting or not having any food for a few days.
Yeah. That's hard.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Tanaja.
Or force yourself to sit in a chair for 6 hours without moving away from it. You're allowed to sit or stand, but not going anywhere for 6 hours. See, we can still remain tranquil, calm, peaceful, and happy. If you can, it means you have achieved something. You have a certain amount of tranquility.
Especially around when you get sick as well.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Ramya, you want to say something?
Yes, Ajahn. So we have to contemplate that person is only a process, and always thinking and doing makes us feel we as a person. So it's something we have to contemplate more during the day, isn't it?
Well, the contemplation is actually
also thinking again.
Yeah, it is thinking, but it's right thinking, right? Samma Sankapo, which means you have to think in terms of the three characteristics of existence. Everything that you come across, everything that you have, all are subjected to the law of the three characteristics. So that when things happen, you should not be affected if you're prepared, if you keep teaching your mind to ready to take it, to take the blow when it comes. So that's what the purpose of contemplation is to prepare your mind for the things that will happen. If you don't think about it, you forget, and you think everything's gonna be nice and cozy all the time. But you can tell if you contemplate, you say, this is anicca, the conditions around you right now. It's anicca. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? Maybe another earthquake or another cyclone hitting you or something, These are things that's what we're supposed to contemplate on. Anicca, impermanent, change, severity, dukkha, dukkha, hardship, difficulties, hard times. To see if we can prepare ourselves before we meet them.
And it's anatta as well. That's the main
Anatta
thing.
is not under your control. Everything is under the law of nature. Anatta, no self.
No self. Yeah. So it's only a process.
Yeah, process, natural process, or work of nature. Our body is work of nature. You cannot control it completely.
Yeah.
You cannot stop it from getting old, getting sick, or die. But you're not the body. That's a good point. So you can at least have the strength to be able to let go of your body, to accept the changes that will happen to your body.
And the same for the others as well.
Yes. If we don't think about it, we forget, and we think the body is going to be like this every day, day in and day out. That's because it used to be like this for many years, and so we forget. So we have to keep reminding ourselves. Contemplation is reminding ourselves of the three characteristics of all existence, of all things, animate and inanimate. So we don't cling to them or expect them to remain the same all the time.
So that is dependent origination also. It's only a process.
You can force on the condition around you from time to time, like leave your home and go into a retreat, for instance. Then you're changing the conditions of your existence. From the comfort of your home to the less comfort of a retreat, for instance. So when you go into a different condition, you have to adapt. Right? You have to change your attitude. You don't have what you used to have anymore. So you have to learn to live with what the new thing that you get, that you come across.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
You're welcome. Okay, Declan Doyle. Declan, you finished your retreat.
Yes, Ajahn. I just came back on Sunday from the 10-day retreat. And it's good. It was very good for getting samadhi, continuous sitting meditation. And there was, I know that I need to be, more samadhi. But it's difficult outside when you come back into, for example, Pattaya city. The noise and the people is just crazy. It's impossible. Impossible. Just morning and evening sitting, I think, and it's not going to get anywhere. Well, if there's somewhere to get, But another thing with the Goenka course, but I disagreed with some of what they were saying. They were saying about mantra. For example, Buddha, it doesn't go deep enough. They're saying it doesn't release the past. Your what you built up in the past. Like Eckhart Tolle, he has something about pain body that you have to release all this. And they're saying with that sensation, with the Goenka method, to be with the sensations of the body, you can, if you're angry, you can feel it in your body, and then you start releasing all past. And he says the mantras or any other method, they don't go to that depth. But that's it's not true. I don't believe that. But it was a good method. It's a good method. Sensations on the body is very good, but I think there are many ways. So I have to concentrate myself to get concentration first. That's the main thing, samadhi, and then to experience anicca, not to just know it intellectually.
That's
To
right.
experience these things. I know all this. I've heard the tapes for 30 years. I've been listening to this, and I know everything. But it's difference between knowing and experiencing. So really got what you say when you wake up in the morning and all day. It's got to be like that to get anywhere. So I have to get serious about it. I think I've been playing around for a long time. So it's
hard to get into the practice because you got so many obstacles blocking your path.
Yeah. Now, before I had a family, and so it's all finished. Now I'm retired. So now I'm ready to, I was thinking about going to try and do a cow panza for 3 months somewhere, and, if I could do that to start off, and that get me, something like that. Come back in the
That's good. That's good to have something to look forward to.
Yeah, and then if I could do that continuously or whatever, move more and more to that, So, but I know I need to do some serious sitting because out in the world it's a mess, It's not.
Well, the world has always been like this, so we just have to learn to accept it for what it is, and not try to change it.
Yeah. Ajahn.
So no question for tonight, except for what.
No, it was just about that. About reaching the depths, with the Buddha, with the mantra. But I have very close friends who use Buddha for years and years. They assure me they get some, very, they can reach samadhi, serious samadhi. So I have to just do that. Pick a method and it's not messing around between different methods and stay with that, So
yes, I think the first one is mindfulness. Try to stay mindful all day long.
I'm pretty good. I'm okay with that, sort of not here, but back home. I'm aware of my thoughts and I'm generally have sati, but samadhi, that's part of it, right? Samadhi is part of the path, so I don't have that, So I should work on that.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Nice talking to you.
Thanks,
okay,
Ajahn.
Next, Professor Ken from Switzerland.
Good afternoon, Ajahn.
Yes, it's evening here.
Oh, yeah. It's
8 p.m.
2 p.m. here.
Okay, I'm 6 hours ahead of you.
Still sunny, yeah. Ajahn, I would like to ask a question. If you could comment on the different aspects of the citta. For example, is it considered that the Nama khandhas are also part of the citta?
Yes, it comes from the citta. It's in the citta. You can call it as the ability of the citta to connect to a body to receive sensual objects. This is called vijnana. The mind can send this vijnana to attach to a body like us, like our body. And once it's attached, it can receive the sensual objects coming through the 5 sensual organs. The eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body. When you open your eyes, you see images. And then these images will then be received by the vijnana of the citta. That makes the citta being aware of the picture that the body sees, the eye sees. The body itself doesn't know the picture it's seeing. It's like a camera. The camera doesn't know what kind of picture it's taking. It's the user of the camera that knows what images is it is taking, is looking at. So this is the ability of the mind to be able to send the stream of consciousness called vijnana to attach to a body that has 5 sensual organs: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body. Once they receive these images or objects, then it has the ability to perceive, to find out what these images are, depending on the past memory, how much they have stored in the mind. Like if I used to see you before, when I see you again, I will remember, oh, it's Kenneth. But if I haven't seen you before, it's not stored in my mind, then I don't know who you are, but at least I know you are human, like me, for instance. It depends on how much information your mind has accumulated and stored in the mind. This is perception. Sometimes maybe things that you have accumulated many lifetimes, because when you see something, you react right away. Like if you see a red color or green color, you react differently. That's because of your perception to these images are different. So this is what we call sanya. First, vijnana takes in the images or the sensual objects. Then it's being perceived or being processed by sanya to figure out what it is, what these things are. And once it knows, then it will then have feeling, good or bad feeling, as depending on what it takes the things that it perceived to be good or bad. If you perceive it to be good, you get good feeling. If you perceive it to be bad, you get bad feeling. If you see somebody you have bad experience before, then you get bad feeling. Right? If you see somebody you had good feeling, good feeling, good contact, good experience, then you have good feeling. So your feeling arises and ceases. Keep changing due to the perception, to what you perceive. Okay, and then once you have this feeling, good or bad, then sankhara, your thoughts or volition comes into play. What should I do with this feeling? If it's good feeling, you want to maintain it, right? So you want to, if you see somebody who makes you happy, you want that person to stay longer. Don't leave. Stay, make me happy. But if you see somebody who makes you unhappy, you say, oh, go away. You don't want it. And this is sankhara. And this is where the problem starts. When you want something and you cannot get it, then you get stress or dukkha in your mind. And sankhara say, oh, this is bad feeling. This thing is bad. I want to get rid of it. But somehow you cannot get rid of it. Then you have stress. Dukkha, this is not vedana. This is not bad feeling. This is stress created by the desire of the mind, the desire to get rid of these particular objects. So this is when the Buddha discovered the truth. Our stress are caused by our desire to deal with our feelings, the vedana. The Buddha said we have to understand the nature of vedana and the nature of things that cause it to be like all the sensual images. They all keep changing and they're not under our control. See? We cannot force them to have only good objects come toward us and produce good feeling only. We have good and bad. Yeah. So we keep running into good and bad feelings. And we don't know how to deal with this good feeling properly without creating stress. The way we deal with feeling is creating more stress for the mind. So the Buddha discovered the way to deal with sensual objects and the feeling that's being created by them is just to leave them alone. By stay calm, be equanimity is what we call it. This is when the practice of meditation, wisdom comes into play. So that you don't cling or you don't have aversion or attachment or attraction toward your feeling. Normally we are attracted to good feelings. and we have aversion toward bad feelings. So this keeps us running around all over the world. When we have bad feeling here, we want to go someplace else. To go somewhere we have good feelings. And when that good feeling disappears and bad feeling comes in, we move around again, go somewhere else again. If we can. Or we use some other method. People take drugs because they want to induce good feelings, because they have bad feelings. And the feelings don't only come through the sensual objects. The mind itself, the thinking itself also can cause these feelings. When you think about something good, you can have good feelings also. And when you think of something bad, you can have bad feelings also. So the goal of the practice is to understand this thing, that they are something not under our control, anatta. And the best way to deal with them is just to leave them alone. Let them come and go. When you come across bad feeling, try to stay calm and like facing the storm. Sooner or later, the storm will pass. Then you don't have to do anything. But you keep running away, or you keep trying to get rid of this storm, you might get into difficulties, and you get stressed, trying to fight against nature. Don't go against nature. Try to flow with nature. That's the goal. You need to have equanimity and wisdom to be able to keep your mind not reacting to anything, just to be merely knowing. Okay. So that's the goal of meditation, Buddhist practice. Okay, so this is the mind. The mind, besides the four functions that the mind has, it also is the one that knows. It knows perception, it knows vijnana, it knows feelings, it knows sankhara. This knowing always remains, doesn't rise and cease. It's constant. It's always there in the back, like in the background. Okay. But other things keep changing. Sanya, vijnana, consciousness keep changing due to the changing nature of the sensual objects. And when this change, feeling changes, perception changes, and sankhara changes. See. But this four Dhamma khandhas, there's one that we can control, which is the sankhara, the volition of thoughts. We can calm it down, we can stop it from time to time, but it becomes to be too harmful. When we become irrational, we can calm it down by using mindfulness, such as mantra, bhutto, bhutto, bhutto. Okay. To stop it from thinking about things that makes it irrational or stressful. Stop it by using the mantra to replace the thoughts. Because mantra is another thought. You use another thought to replace another thought. Use good thought to replace bad thoughts. Yeah. That's what mantra is supposed to do. So eventually you can stop your bad thought, and then you can stop your mantra, and your mind becomes calm, peaceful, and empty. And the stress disappears temporarily. With mindfulness, you can only get rid of stress temporarily. You need to have wisdom, the next level, to be able to teach your mind not to think this way anymore, because you're creating stress for yourself. Yeah. Okay, I saw your picture you sent to Kunjo.
Oh,
with Claudia. Yeah,
all
Claudia.
right. So yeah, she was very. She was here on Sunday with her husband. We had a very nice meeting at the monastery.
You show them around. Is the monastery near where you work, or you have to drive?
I take the train. It takes me about 2 hours to get there.
Oh, 2 hours. Yeah.
It's up in the mountains, so.
But it's a good place to go for a quiet retreat.
Very quiet, very peaceful, and it's one of the Ajahn monasteries, the branch monastery.
Good. Yeah, you're lucky. You're so close to a place like that.
Yeah, very lucky. It's the only one here. It's one of the ones that was set up by Lumpur Sameto in Europe.
I see.
He regularly comes here, well, every couple of years, and checks what's going on.
Okay. Good to see those pictures.
Yeah.
Okay, now go to Willie. Okay, Willie from Indonesia.
Yeah, good evening, Ajahn. Today I would like to ask, lately during my sitting meditation, when the mind starts to be calm and get concentrated, it often appears an image of a skull or a skeleton. So should I switch to that image as the meditation object, or I stick to my meditation object, which is a mantra?
Yes, you should stick to the mantra for now. You want to get the point to complete to emptiness and calm, stillness. Anything that appears in the mind is not yet fully calm, not fully still. So keep continuing with your mantra. If you use a mantra, if you're watching your breath, continue watching your breath until the mind eventually stops. And all you have left is just emptiness.
Okay, so I just ignore the Asubha image.
Yes, everything, just ignore them for now. This is not the time to do contemplation.
Oh, okay, I see.
This will come later when you have fully developed strong equanimity and able to enter into samadhi anytime. Then when you come out of your meditation, then you can contemplate on the skull that you see. Try to keep those images within your mind all the time, so that whenever you see a body, you see the skeleton and the skull right away, without having to think. Right now, when we see a body, we don't see the skull or the skeleton. That's because we haven't yet established it in the mind. It's still sanya, it's still memory. You want to make it with wisdom, which means it has to be there all the time for you. Every time you see a body, you see the skeleton right under the skin and flesh. You can do this if you like, but don't do it during meditation. Do it when you come out. When you meditate, you want to stop thinking. You want to stop all function of the mind. You don't want it to do anything. You want to calm it down. But when you're out of meditation, if you want to contemplate on the skull and the skeleton all day long, you're welcome to do it if you can. See if you can do it or not. Try it for one day. Okay. Today I'm going to use the skull and the skeleton as my object of contemplation. And every time you see a body, think of a body, think of the skull and the skeleton inside the body. See if you can do it.
Okay, then Ajahn, I will try.
Until it becomes automatic. Every time you see a body, the skull comes up with it. Just like every time you see a person, the name of that person comes up.
Right. I mean, every time I see somebody, and then I have to remind myself that the skull and skeleton under the skin.
You have to do it all the time, whether you see or not. Use it as your object of mindfulness, if you like.
So is it like outside the meditation or?
Yes, when you're not meditating, just contemplating on the skull and the skeleton. It's like learning the multiplication table. 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 4 is 8. Just keep memorizing them. Keep memorizing the skull and the skeleton all day long until it is being established in your mind and you don't forget. And when you see your body, you see the skull and the skeleton right away. Why do you remember names of people when you see them, but you don't remember the skeleton? That's because you never think of it that way. That's all. You've never been trained to think of it that way. You've been trained to think of people, of the names and the past and the biography, who they are, and so forth, where they work.
Okay. So is it like I keep the image in my mind?
Yeah, whatever, all the time until it being there all the time. Okay.
But it is outside the sitting meditation. What about?
When you meditate, you don't want to do anything. You want to rest the mind, recharge the battery.
What about during a walking meditation?
Yes, you can do it. When you're walking, you're not meditating, really. You're just being mindful. You can watch your body, watch the skeleton walking. This is my skeleton walking meditation.
Oh, okay. So instead of using the mantra, I can do that.
Yeah, you can look at your body. Every time you look at your body, you see the skeleton under your body, under your skin.
Okay.
All right. If you want to contemplate, see how long you can do it. I guarantee you won't last for 5 minutes. You'll forget.
Yeah. Usually another thought will come and interrupt.
And then you'll go
a while.
And then you forget about the skeleton entirely. Until you come and talk to me next week, and then start to remember.
Okay, I will give it a try.
Yeah, okay. Good.
Okay.
Next.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Wan Liman from Malaysia.
Ajahn, I'm still practicing. I've not been thinking much unless I need to do something. So I'm still feeling quiet.
Okay, you want to try contemplate the skeleton, you can do that also. if you don't know what to do.
Yeah, because suddenly today, this evening, I feel sick. So I'm observing the discomfort of the body. So it's so unpredictable that this body can get sick suddenly, and it's not in our control.
Yes, feeling is not under your control. Sometimes you have good feeling, sometimes you have bad feeling, sometimes you have neutral feeling.
Yeah, I mean, the body is sick.
That's right. When you're sick, you get bad feeling, right? You got painful feeling. You have to see it feeling, not the body. The body is the feeling that affects you, not the body, sickness. It's the painful feeling that you experience when the body becomes sick, right? That affects you. The body remains the same, it still remains the same. It doesn't change much. But the feeling from the body change.
Yeah. So when the body is sick, we see the feeling.
You should see all the time because the feeling keeps changing. Sometimes it's good. When you're hungry, it's bad feeling. When you're full, you have good feeling. When you're neither hungry or full, then you have neutral feeling. Feeling exists all the time, but it keeps changing, and it only attracts your attention when it's bad feeling or strong.
Yes. So good or bad, also we don't take it. We just leave it as it is.
Yes, just merely know it for what it is. It will come and go. This sickness will come and go. Eventually it will go away. Sooner or later. Alive or dead. Dead or alive.
Just suddenly feel, oh, what happened to the body? Yeah.
When the body dies, then the feeling will disappear forever.
Yes. Yes, I'm also contemplating on death, like every day, like it's okay.
Yeah.
For the body to just go off.
And you have to think of the consequence of death. What will happen? It means you'll lose everything that you love, everything that you cling to.
Yes.
Whether you can remain calm or not, that's the question.
Yeah, because I've been thinking of disposing my property, and my tenant told me that they are moving out. So when I heard it, I feel very disturbed for 2 days, and then after that I contemplated the earthquake. So people in the earthquake, the property just collapsed, and that's it. No more property, but I'm still alive. And if I have to sell it cheaper, then just let it be. At least I dispose the property. Yeah, I hope I can dispose it soon.
Okay.
Yeah, because I want to practice. So I hope it is not going to be a burden anymore, so that I can set my mind to practice.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, you're welcome. Heman, where are you from? If I could pronounce your name correctly.
Hemant. My name is Hemant from India.
India, yes. Can I help you?
I wanted to understand about Shrotapan.
Sotapana, the first level of enlightenment.
Yes. And what is the science that a Shrotapan cannot go into lower realms of life? Means it cannot, he or she, once a Shrotapan, cannot go in a lower life form.
It will not go to the 4 stages of undesirable realm of existence, the realm of the animals and the ghosts and hell, for instance. This it will never go down to, but it will return as human for the maximum of not more than 7 lives, because it hasn't yet completely finished its job. So if a Sotapanna should die before he reached other higher level of enlightenment, he will then be reborn as human again to continue on with his work, his practice. But the maximum will be 7 lifetimes. Not more than 7 lifetimes, he'll be able to become fully enlightened.
What is the science behind it? Why does a Shrotapan not go to a lower life form?
Because the Sotapanna knows the thing that caused it to go to the lower life form.
Sorry, I did not understand. Sorry.
A Sotapanna knows the cause of what is causing the mind to go to a lower life form. And that's the thinking about doing bad karma. It will stop thinking about doing bad karma completely. It will not kill, it will not steal, it will not commit adultery, it will not drink alcohol and all these things.
So if there is a Shrotapan who commits adultery, who occasionally drinks, then
he's not a Sotapanna. If he's a Sotapanna, he will not break the 5 precepts. Absolutely. Even if he has to die.
Okay. So how to identify that a person is a Shrotapan? I mean, how?
It's like trying to identify a psychopath. You cannot. It's inside the mind.
Okay.
You just have to talk and live with that person. And you also have to be a Sotapanna yourself before you can judge another person whether he is a Sotapanna or not. So don't worry about other people, worry about yourself.
Yeah.
Try to make yourself a Sotapanna. Okay. Is that all?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, good.
One more small thing, can I?
Sure.
I have some differences with my parents. They have taken good care of me, but I have some differences. So, is it okay if I move away and live separately, or I have read somewhere that it is the duty to take care of your parents. So how does it work? I mean,
Well, many people move away from the parents once they grow up. Very few stay with the parents. So I think it's the exception, those who stay with the parents. Maybe because there's some reason for staying with them, like they have to rely on you because they are sick or they're incapacitated and they need someone to look after. Then you might have to stay with them. But if they can look after themselves, you don't have to stay with them, but you can look after them from time to time by visiting them and make sure that they are doing okay. And if they should need any help, then you have to provide that help. That's all. But you don't have to physically live with them to show your gratitude, to show that you care for them. Okay. All right. I'll go to NG. NG. How do you pronounce NG in your?
Ajahn. NG. Yeah.
And from Malaysia?
Yeah, from Malaysia.
Okay.
Actually, I want to thank Stan Ajahn in person because all the while I've been listening to your Dhamma talk through the Q&A Sunday and then every Tuesday night. And it helped me a lot because past 2 years, my in-laws, they are quite elderly, are staying with me. And my mother-in-law she had dementia and she can't remember who you are. Then always treat me as somebody. And then beginning, I don't know, I get agitated. And then when I listen to your Dhamma talk, it say chant Buddha or just acknowledge, don't react. So I keep practicing and then now I'm better. I can deal with the situation. Yeah, I feel better.
Yeah.
I'm not like, even if talk bad, I wouldn't get angry. I will keep telling myself, forgive. And then just chant Buddha, I just don't want to listen to what he has said.
Yes, that's the way to deal with them.
Yeah, but sometimes human.
Sometimes you forget.
Yeah, the feelings.
And you react.
You'll come back, but I keep telling myself, just be calm. So I keep trying myself to be a better myself. At least she let me see who I really are. How far is my Dharma?
Yeah, that's good. That's a good way to look at it.
In a way, positive
She's like a
way.
mirror. She's like a mirror.
Positive way. We just thank her, like how we see what Buddha taught us is true. See, we see like what is anatta, what is anicca, what is dukkha. At least now I know.
Yes, that's good. That's
but
good
I still trying because I'm human.
Yeah.
I sometimes react to.
Yeah, try not to react if possible.
Yeah, so I'm hopefully I can be better myself.
You will, I think, if you keep on trying.
Because the problem is I can't, like, people meditate for 1 hour, I cannot. Mm-hmm. So this is of practicing mindfulness. But
you can do some chanting. You can chant. You can use chanting when you meditate.
Yeah, so whatever I do, I like. But Ajahn always say, be focused, be mindful what I'm doing. So I'm always try to tell myself, be mindful, be mindful. And sometimes try to control my anger or Buddha before she come near me.
Yeah.
But sometimes I will forget. Suddenly she just appears. Then you get irritated. So I hope by time comes, I'll be better.
Yes, I think you will.
Yeah, so I'd like to say thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
No questions.
Okay, all right.
But
Good
I
to hear
always
from you.
listen to your live Facebook. I hardly Zoom meeting.
Yeah, it's good to hear something like this. It kind of makes you that you know that whatever I do is being, you know.
Yeah, thanks.
Being useful to somebody somewhere. Yeah,
I hope it helpful in terms of I facing this problem.
Yes.
And then my life is not easy. All there was so many chapters I have to go through.
But it's always the same way to deal with them. It's not to react. Just let them come and go.
It's very true. Not to react. It's really will calm you down. Just listen, merely listen.
Yeah. Listen and knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
And everything will come to pass.
She is her mind is unsound. She don't know what she's talking, so we cannot control her. We have to change our character.
That's right. We have to understand her that she has already. She's not an adult anymore. She has returned to become a baby.
Yes, true. It's true. Because beginning when she stayed with me, I don't know she got this problem. So there's some conflict over there. Then after that, I encounter her problem. Then slowly I calm down myself. I don't get affected by her. Because beginning of the year with her, I cannot sleep. Night cannot sleep. I just thinking of the problem. Why is she like that? She like that. But then after that, okay.
Now you understand.
They know the problem.
She's anicca. She's anicca. Change.
Yes, true. Changing every day different. A day can change many times. So we have to try to adjust ourselves.
Right. Adapt to the changes.
Adapt to the change, correct.
Okay, good. Keep doing like this, you'll be okay.
But I have to keep telling myself, because sometimes human can just divert to bad things.
But you're not going to be human for long. You're going to be you're going to be a saint pretty soon.
Thanks. Thank you.
Okay. Aparajita. And you're from Dubai, right?
Yes, Ajahn.
Okay.
Well, I wanted to really thank you because you said something which changed my meditation, which is just be still, like don't move. Like I was meditating and being quite regular. However, when you said don't move, and I really followed that through, I found going deeper really beautiful. So thank you.
Because every time you move, you restart the meditation from zero again.
Yeah, so when you said that you're restarting, that suddenly struck. And I'm like, I'm going back. So
yes,
thank
good.
you. Thank you.
Good. Yeah, okay. I hope your meditation go deeper.
Yes, I do hope so too. Thank you.
And remain there for a long time.
Yes. So, of course, I'm a lay person. I have responsibilities, but my life is pretty good because I have time to meditate. So what would you suggest? Like, how long should I dedicate?
As much as possible.
As much as possible.
Yeah, the more the better meditation.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It gives you the best result, best happiness.
True.
Best return. Your investment, for the time you lost, you get the best return from your investment.
Yes, that is true.
It's more valuable than money. So if you have enough money already, then you should switch your goal toward more meditation.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. I should do that. Yes.
Good. That's all for today, huh?
Yes.
All right. Okay. I'll go to Philip and Adeline from Malaysia.
Greeting, Ajahn.
Yes.
No
How are you?
questions. Okay,
No question. No
no
question.
questions. Listening tonight. Yeah.
Okay. B. Ravin from Bangkok.
Hi, good evening, Ajahn. Ajahn, I was just reflecting from one of your books where you just regarding not seeing the body as being beautiful, and you said that sometimes when we live with other people, we see the body as attractive, but when someone dies, we immediately want to get rid of the body, call the undertaker, and just take the body away. So that kind of got me thinking about the body is only beautiful because we choose to see it that way. But once sickness and death comes upon it, then we don't want to be attached to it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So that was an interesting read.
That's a way to get rid of your attachment to a body, constantly thinking about when it gets old, gets sick, or die.
Yes, I never thought of it that way, but then once I read your book, I have a new perspective on how to view the body. Mm-hmm. Whether or not I can see it all the time is a different matter, though.
Yeah, you have to see it, especially when you see an attractive body. See if you can switch that perception into unattractive. That's the test of your practice. Most are being seen by your mind. See? Your mind sees the body attractive, but you can also make the mind see it unattractive. If you can feed it the right information, which is the supa. But it lacks a supa in the mind. It hasn't much a supa in the mind. So it never see a body as a supa. It always see a body as attractive, supa. Supa means attractive, or supa means not attractive. So that's why you need to contemplate, to feed the mind with this information. Like uploading new new information into the mind. Keep uploading asupa into the mind.
It's like a software update.
Yeah, until it fills the whole hard disk with asupa. No matter where you click, the asupa will come up every time you click on your mouse.
And so meditation will be the basis of that.
Yes, because if the mind is not calm, the defilement will try to deflect you from doing this. It will try to distract you to go do something else, to think about something else. You need a calm mind. Because when the mind is calm, the defilement cannot work. And then it cannot distract your mind to go think about some other thing. Then you can keep thinking about the body in different aspects. The 32 parts, when it gets old, when it gets sick, when it dies, when it becomes a corpse. These are the aspects that you want to upload into the mind. These are the information you want to upload into. So you can use it to counter your perception of attractiveness. Every time you see a body being attractive, then you should suddenly flip it over to the other side. No, it's not attractive. There's some other part that doesn't look attractive, just such as the skeleton or the organs. So this is the work of changing your perception, really. That's what it is. But you need a calm mind. If your mind is not calm, you won't be able to contemplate on this. You won't be able to upload this information into your mind, because your defilement will tell you to upload other information instead. Then you forget about asupa. Okay. Anything else?
Yes, Thanajan, I just wanted to reflect upon one observation that I've been trying to do over the past few weeks is to skip the evening meal. And I find that I'm able to have more concentration despite, at first having fear of getting hungry. I never actually felt hungry. And I had the realization that it's the mind that's hungry, not the body that's hungry. So I now start to realize why the sixth precept is very useful in terms of practicing meditation. I feel that by not eating the evening meal, I actually have more mindfulness. And when I want to meditate, I actually find it easier than after eating, which sometimes make me feel drowsy or sleepy.
Yes, when your stomach is empty, you are more alert. When your stomach is full, you become drowsy or sleepy.
Yes.
So it's a good way of assisting your meditation is to do fasting, whether just for the evening meal or maybe the whole day, fast the whole day. It can really enhance your alertness, your mindfulness. And it will force you to do more meditation because if you don't meditate, your mind keeps thinking about food. When it thinks about food, it makes you hungry. So if you meditate, then you can stop this thinking. And when the mind stops thinking about food, the hunger disappears.
Yes, surprisingly so. I thought I would get hungry, but I realized it's all in the mind.
That's right. As soon as you think about food, you become hungry right away. Even after you finish a meal and you start thinking about some other food, you can become hungry again.
Yes.
Indeed. This is the experience that Luang Ta Mahabodhi had. He told us when he was a newly ordained monk. He said he just finished his meal and he was washing his bowl, and suddenly he became hungry again. He wanted to eat it. He said, no, this is the defilement working on me. So I'm going to take care of this defilement by not eating for 3 days. So he stopped eating, fasting for 3 days. So next time the defilement would not dare to come and cause him any hunger anymore. So you have to have a way to deal with your defilement. Sometimes you have to punish it. If you want to eat, I won't let you eat for 3 days. And it works. Then eventually you would have no problem about eating. You will eat only at the time that you set up to eat. Otherwise, at other time, you won't be thinking about food at all.
Yes, it's very useful, Thanajan. So I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, if you can do this, it will help you and you practice moving forward further. You'll be able to meditate more. Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Thanajan, for your advice.
You're welcome. Diana from Wales.
Greetings, Thanajan. I was wondering what the Buddha taught about why some people are born into hard lives and some people are born into easier lives. Some people are born into famine and war and or families that don't look after children, and some people have more fortunate lives.
Well, there are many causes, not any single causes. It can be the mental cause is your karma, your good and bad karma can cause you to have a hard life or easy life. But also the family that you happen to be born into can be a factor also. Something you could not choose when you take up a new body. I don't know how it works, but somehow it's not under our control. And sometimes we just happen to draw the bad lot. So we get a bad family or a good family. But if you have good karma, even if you were born in a bad family, somehow you can get out of it, because your good karma will put you to. Pardon me. Go ahead.
Sorry, everything is a lesson.
Yes. So good karma will guide your mind, even under hard condition, bad condition. If it has a good karma, it can push it to a very a good condition. Look at all the Thai forest tradition teachers. They were mostly born as poor farmers. But maybe this is good for enlightenment, because when you have no wealth, then you don't have no attachment. Then you can become ordained easily.
Yes.
But
so
if you're born in a wealthy family, then you're stuck with your wealth,
Yeah.
So maybe good condition might not be good for enlightenment. No pain, no gain. You need to have pain to push forward toward enlightenment. Because you have to work harder when you are in a stressful situation. You have to be more mindful. You have to make your mind calm in order to deal with stressful situation.
Thank you, Tanisha.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Somchai, you change your name or you change your computer. Entry PTA.
Oh, yes, that's my call sign on radio.
Okay.
That's amateur radio, my call sign. I'm gonna check. Good evening, sir. Good evening, Ajahn. I kind of hopefully. Today, appropriately, or forgive me if I did some wrong, I would like to know about you.
You can read my book. I have biography, My Way, the book My Way, Beyond Birth. These are my biography. You can download it from my website.
Oh, your website. Okay. I saw the script movie, but I didn't go through all of them. And I would like to, I just like a biography or not, but I would like to know that first novice, that did you become a novice monk? First year, how old, that like that, until how come you become this much, this far? That's what I want.
Just read the book My Way or Beyond Birth. These two books will tell the story that you want to know.
Okay, I will. Then
you can go to the website suchart.com and go to book section, and you can download the books in PDF file.
PDF file. Okay. I hope I can then, because pretty much the pretty long story too. So how far did you walk to get the food every day with that? It's like a couple miles or something.
No, it's about 1 mile actually. I think just 1 mile.
It's 1 mile, really long. Yeah. So I watching because it's 6 o'clock, and when I get home, then I saw that. So pretty much.
We start about 6:30 in the morning and finish about 45 minutes later, or 1 hour later, depending on the number of people. On weekdays, it took about 45 minutes, but on weekends or on holidays, it takes about 1 hour to finish the walk.
Okay. All right. Well, speaking of skeleton, and also, I think one American guy says something about that. Like when you close your eye, you forget everything. You cannot remember what you have and what you don't have and what you're feeling. I said, this is the same thing with the Buddha said, with the monk said. I said, he's a pretty high educated. So
No, you have to think, besides closing your eyes, you have to stop thinking also. If you close your eye and you still keep thinking, then everything is still with you.
Oh, okay.
It's the thinking that makes everything with you, see. You have to stop thinking, not just closing your eye. You can close your eye and you can still think about the room that you're in, right? And the things you have in your room.
Okay. Then
You have to close your thoughts, not your eyes, to stop your thoughts.
Your thought, okay.
That's the purpose of meditation, to stop your thought. Then everything will disappear and you'll find yourself alone and nothing. You have nothing.
Okay. Until you open your eye, then you can see. What if you never open it again? I think that's scaring me a lot about that. So then, but all right. I'm so happy. And last 2 weeks I can't get in.
You have to come in early because we have to make sure that we have enough time. We want to keep it in, not too long. Yeah, 2 hours.
Okay, I got it. But I thought I gotta call boy or so that's I gotta yell and I'm gonna complain about it. But all right, thank you. And I will have some next question later. Right now, I seem to be concentrate about thought and then meditate. And I try to get. I think go with the step. I'm not go that far. So.
Just use mantra, keep reciting mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto. You can stop your thought that way.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Okay.
Next.
Thank you.
Okay, Alvin from Malaysia. Somchai was from Pennsylvania.
Good evening, Ajahn. Deepest gratitude to you, Ajahn. I don't have any question tonight. Thank you.
Okay, Suyan Chek from Vancouver, Canada.
Ajahn? Ajahn, like if I wonder if someone would like the book, I can send to him. Because he's in Pennsylvania. I can send.
Okay. Sometimes you give her the address, your postal address, and she can mail it to you.
Yeah.
The book.
Or even Amy, I think she's in Toronto. I can also send to her if she wish.
Okay.
I have Beyond Birth.
I think you can send a message to the chat in the room here. I think the Kunboy will open up the chat function and anybody can then connect with each other in the room.
Okay, I opened the chat already.
Thank you, Kun Admin.
Okay. Thank you for your offer.
Thank you, Ajahn.
So anybody wants the book, a hard copy of the book can contact Sui or Check.
Yeah.
And she'll send it. Which one, Beyond Birth or My Way or both?
Beyond Birth. My Way, I ran out. I sent to all the copies are being sent out already.
But they are the same, isn't it? My Way and Beyond Birth.
I think so. Beyond Birth is more detailed, I think.
Yeah, it's added more information, but it's based from the book My Way.
Yeah, right.
So either book will be okay, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
You made a really good point, Ajahn, just now. You were saying like we can remember people's name and their occupation or their biography, but we tend not to remember the asupa. Like that's a really good point. Like how like it's so true that when I see somebody, I only remember the names. I never remember
the skeleton or the skull.
Yeah, but
or your own skull. Every time you look in the mirror, you never think of your skull. You don't see your skull.
Yeah.
Because you're not programmed to see it. See.
Oh.
Because avijja, the defilement, is the one that keeps blocking this perception.
So it's really possible to reprogram the whole.
Yes, that's what contemplation is supposed to be, to keep feeding in the new information.
Mm.
So that it overrides the old information eventually.
Oh. Yeah, you say so right. It's like every time I talk to you, I can remember, but then you say you guarantee that we'll forget. It's so true. And then next week, then remember again when you remind us. So it's like totally dependent on Ajahn. Like no.
And that's because you don't think about it after our meeting. You go and do some other thing, and then this other thing that you do will then override your what we said today in this meeting.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why the work of wisdom is not easy also. It sounds easy, but to be really effective is not easy. To be able to see them all the time, to see anicca all the time, to see asubha all the time is not easy.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to admit from the just when I'm very fresh, just got to know you earlier. When you talked about being a Sotapanna, I didn't really think that it was so hard. But then after I got to know better and talk to you more and trying to practice, and then I see like how that it's not what I think it is. It's not like I'm so stupid. I just feel like to think that way. But no, I have a very different perspective.
Yeah. It's like thinking about climbing Mount Everest. You can think about it, it's so easy.
Yeah.
Only when you start to do the climbing yourself, then you say, oh, it's not that easy.
Yeah. True, Ajahn.
Okay, anything?
Then Ajahn, like when we talk about override the sanya, like the moment we override the sanya with Dhamma, this is kind of like it's actually developing the right view now.
That's right. We are using right view to overcome the wrong view. Override it. Keep uploading the right view into your mind. Then when they will start to override the old view, the wrong view.
Yeah. So you start from sanya, okay. And Ajahn, I have another question. Like for someone who set up, like for example, a charity or foundations, and afterwards, like this charity foundation keep like rolling, right? So does it mean like the good merit, like has been accumulated like every?
No, the merit you gain is how much money you put into that foundation.
Okay.
And if you don't add more, then you don't get more merit, even if the foundation prosper and
Yeah, and keep rolling. So no. But
no, it has to come from your sacrifice. Your loss, you have to lose something in order to gain merit.
Okay. Yeah, that's my question. Yeah, I just want to know how it works. Right?
Yeah. Even if your foundation should fail, you won't lose the merit you made. You have nothing to do with your merit. Has nothing to do with the foundation's well-being or not. Okay.
Oh.
It's like you donate to the temple, and one day the temple just fall apart. That's not under your. Has nothing to do with your merit anymore. Your merit is only when you give up some of your possession, give away your possession. Then you could feel the happiness that you get from giving away things, and that's merit. This will stay in with your mind. All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. I'll go to Kok Seng from Singapore.
Yeah. Good evening, Ajahn. Yeah. Tonight I'd like to clarify with Ajahn about the Anapanasati Sutra, and all along I have not studied this in detail, but 2 days ago, one of my friends suggested that I go to see one of the lecture series recommended by him, and I was surprised that there were 16 steps of the Anapanasati Sutra, and I'm just thinking that what I've been doing, just watching my breath, am I doing it correctly? Because all along I thought that I'm doing by watching the breath in and out, I'm practicing Anapanasati. So I just want to check if Ajahn, whether am I doing it correctly?
I don't know itself. I never studied the 16 steps, so I cannot tell you. I don't know, just to keep focused on your breath and don't think, that's all. Then everything will fall into place by themselves.
Let's see. Okay.
If you know too much when you meditate, you start to think about the step there, asking yourself, which step am I in now?
Yeah.
Second step, third step, or fourth step?
Yes.
Then you'll not get anywhere. The goal is to stop thinking. It's not to analyze your practice when you meditate. So you don't have to know all the 16 steps. Because they will come automatically from your concentration at the first step by focusing on your breath. Just watch your breath in and out, and so on. And don't think.
Okay. Because at first I was a bit taken aback when my friend was telling me that there is 4 tetras. First tetra, which is the body. Second tetra, the feeling. Third tetra, the mind. Fourth tetra is the mind object. And I was a bit embarrassed to admit that I'm not aware of this, even though I was telling him, I'm practicing Anapanasati. So yeah, so I was just want to make sure that am I doing the correct thing, even though I'm not fully aware of the 16 steps.
No, you don't want to be aware of anything except your breath. Only the breath. You want to focus your mind so it becomes one, becomes singularity, not thinking about anything else. And then your mind will become still, peaceful, and happy, and have equanimity.
Okay. So the other tetra step.
I don't know why they come into Anapanasati. I don't know why. Okay, you can try that method. I don't know. I cannot say anything about it because I never practice it that way. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, go to Penang then. Yen So.
Good evening and nice to meet Ajahn again. No questions today. Yeah.
Okay, go to Amy then from Toronto. Amy. Naomi is not in today, huh? Yeah.
I don't see her. Good evening, Ajahn. I was very encouraged by your words last week about taking the day to be mindful and meditate. So I set aside a day, and actually it's a long weekend in Canada, so I was hoping to do 2 this past weekend, but I really had a lot of trouble. I feel terrible about it. I really had a hard time meditating, and I wasn't feeling well. So it's actually, I just wasn't feeling well. So I tried to apply some of the other things that you suggested, like Buto, anything to not think. At the very least, I tried to stay committed to not think as much as possible. I think I know why I had the difficulty, and I wanted to ask you about it. So this past week at work, I was really busy. haven't been that overwhelmed in a while at work, and not since I started to practice Buddhism. But it was all these things unexpected came up, and I went into this mode of working that I have managed to stay away from for a while, and I can see it's very, very harmful and dangerous. I was feeling really anxious about having too many things on my plate. So what I do is I overwork to get everything done, and to the point where I'm doing 2 things at once almost all the time. I was in a meeting at one point and caught myself writing an email about a completely different file while I was in the meeting, as an example. So on a day-to-day basis, at the end of the day, I thought I was making myself feel more calm by having less things on my plates. But by the end of the week, I saw how it completely eroded my mindfulness, and it felt like it set back my practice a lot.
That's right, because you go in a different direction from where you were going. From being single-minded, you become many mind, thinking about many things at the same time.
Yeah, it also felt like a kind of bhava, like I was starting to take that too seriously. Like, oh, that's reality, and that's most important, and this is important, and I'm important. And that's so wrong view and so corrupting. I wonder if you have, I completely see what you mean about it being in the wrong direction. Absolutely.
Yes, working is harmful for your meditation. They are going on different directions. So eventually you're going to have to, if you want to go by way of meditation, then you will have to reduce your workload, your working days, and increase your meditation day if you want to push forward in your meditation practice. But just do as much as you can right now, and don't look too far ahead, because it become overwhelming. But you just do it one step at a time. Eventually, you'll reach to the higher level. Eventually, maybe practice full time one day in a monastery.
In the meantime, I'm going to try to stay mindful through my workday and just remember what.
And practice on your day off also. Stop thinking on your day off. And when you work, just be mindful of what you do. And don't do 2 things at the same time. Watching what you do and writing emails or reading books or reading something else. Then you're pushing the mind to work hard, to keep more active, which is opposite to what you want. You want it to be less active.
Yeah, I didn't realize what long-lasting effects being overactive in the brain can be.
Yeah,
it took me.
Even your work, after you go home, your work follow you, right, in your mind. You still keep working even though you're not in the office anymore.
And the brain gets addicted.
Yeah, you don't get paid for it either.
Oh, I appreciate your sense of humor.
You work overtime.
Unpaid.
Yeah. Stop thinking. When you're out of the office, forget about the work. Leave the work at the office and stay with your body. Watch what your body is doing when you walk from the office to get into your car or whatever. Just focus on your body. Stick with your body all the time. This is mindfulness of body.
is it worth trying that even when I'm doing work?
Yeah, you focus on your body. Your body is doing work, see? So you just keep watching the body. If it's writing something, just stay with the writing. If it's eating, just focus on the eating. And don't think about other things.
Even when my brain is thinking about the writing itself?
Well, only with what you do, yes. You have to think about what you do, like writing or eating, but you don't think about other things, like go bicycling or go fishing somewhere else. You don't think about those things. Only think about what you do. Or else you won't be able to do what you do in the first place, right?
I'm starting to see it really as a training program.
Yes, it's mental training. Reprogramming your mind, let's put it that way.
Step by step, it's like a computer.
Yes.
Right, the reformat the drive. Thank you. I appreciate your words of encouragement, and being able to come here and talk to you. It means so much to my practice. Keeps me accountable too.
You have to keep pushing yourself, but you have to be patient also. But you have to keep pushing. And even though you don't get any, if you feel you're not getting anywhere, don't be discouraged. Take time. Sometimes it takes time for things to appear. Like planting a tree. You plant it today, you don't expect it to grow into a big tree right away. But you have to keep pushing, you have to keep watering it every day, looking after it. Then slowly it will grow. Okay. As long as you don't give up. Never give up. Never stop. Whenever you stop, it means you're not going ahead. Okay.
Yeah, and also I want to echo the gratitude for your instructions about not moving during meditation. Like Abhijato mentioned, makes a big, big, big difference. Thank you.
All right, good. Next, Dean from Singapore. I haven't seen you for a while.
Hi, Ajahn. Thank you for the time and the teachings. I'm in London now. Been here for 2 years.
I see.
I've been listening to your talks and whatever I can, because you never know what you will say next. So it's amazing the Dhamma that flows through you. Thank you, Ajahn. I have a question about practicing Dhamma in daily life. Can Ajahn talk about the Sukha experience within the mind? And should this quality, this Sukha, be brought upwards into daily life? Example, when interacting with people.
Yes, by using loving kindness when you're interacting with people. If you are kind, you're friendly, you feel good. But if you think you are enemies, then you feel bad. So never look at people as your enemies. Always think of them as your friend and be friendly to them. Treat them nice. Forgive them if there is something wrong. And share something with them if you have anything to share. Then you will feel good. This is the way. When you interact with people, the Buddha said you have to use metta, loving kindness, and compassion. If you see somebody who needs help, then you should offer your help if you can. And if someone succeed in something, you should congratulate them. Be happy with their success. And if something happened that beyond your control, something you cannot do anything about, then you have to use equanimity. Just remain calm and not feeling sad or bad when you cannot do anything about it. So this is what the Buddha recommends when we deal with people, regardless of who. We have to look at everybody as our friend. We are friends in birth, aging, sickness, and death. We are all the same. We are all in the same boat.
Yes. Even the people that I might come across that I feel difficulties.
Yeah, people who wants to hurt you, people who want to take advantage of you. If you think of them that they're gonna get sick and die anyway. So you can forgive them for what they do.
I just think of it as I'm paying back my debt. So
yeah, you can think of that also. Yeah. You owe them something, so they're collecting your debt now.
Yeah. So Ajahn, your compassion for us is, I think, beyond my understanding. I better continue practicing because the more I practice, I realize that I don't know a lot of things. So
yeah,
thank you for offering.
Okay, you're welcome. I'll go to Singapore again, to Gary from Singapore.
Good evening, Ajahn. Yeah, I was last week. I was in the retreat, and I had a good retreat. The regular practice I find is very useful. So now the sitting has been easier. So just want to have a simple report.
You should try to maintain the practice as if you're still in the retreat.
Oh,
then
yes.
you can maintain the success that you have achieved. If you don't maintain, eventually in a few days' time, it will be gone and you're back to where you started again before the retreat.
Yes, because in the beginning, a couple of days, I struggled with pain.
Yeah.
After the third day, the retreat went well. So I was pretty glad that I went back to school. Yeah. So I will take Ajah's advice and try to maintain the regular sitting.
Yes, maintain Dhamma as much as possible, because the practice is what you will make you keep what you have achieved. If you stop practicing, then eventually you'll lose what you have achieved again.
Okay, thank you, Ajahn. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to Saul or Santi. Where are you from? Are you the one who sent in the email today? So, please unmute you. Okay. Go ahead.
Ajahn.
Yes, can hear you.
Ajahn, I would like to thank you for sharing your experience and knowledge with us. I also would like to ask you for your blessing, because we will start to translating your book My Way into the Portuguese.
Yes, you mentioned you want a hard copy, right? I think one of our participants here can send you a hard copy if you send her the address.
Yes,
she's check. You can actually chat with her on the chat in this room and give her the information, your address, your postal address, and then she will send you the book.
Thank you very much, Ajahn. Please accept my humble obeisance.
Where are you from? Portugal or Brazil?
Brazil,
yeah. Okay. You said you know me before, but I can't remember. Have you ever met me here in this room?
Yes, 3 years ago.
I see. Okay. All right.
Thank you, Ajahn.
You're welcome. Today we lose another Brazil friend, Sao Paulo. I don't know what happened to him today. Alfredo. I heard they had some flood or something in Sao Paulo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Belinda from Singapore.
Hello, Ajahn, I'm back.
Back from your retreat.
And I continue an online retreat with Ajahn Anand.
Okay, you feel better?
I feel better. Like you said, not much. I suppressed some of the. It wasn't a deep meditation, but it's very good was good. Because Ajahn Subedo has very good disciple. He has trained many good disciples. So the retreat was very, it helps me to reset, at least back to some basic anapanasati.
Did you do this online at your home, or you go to the monastery to do it?
Oh, I was at the monastery
I see.
for 7 days.
In Singapore.
That's right.
Which one? What's the name of this monastery?
That's the largest monastery in Singapore. It's called Kong Meng San. It's a Mahayana tradition center, a monastery. So the setting a little different when it comes to meals and all. So there are just some adjustment to that.
Okay.
And because it's different tradition, so there was some adjustment on my side to adapt to like the Mahayana setting. When it comes to meal, it's like we sit quite closely. It's not so much like individual. So there are interactions. Ajahn, I have a question about, I observed that my own mind, I'm an overthinker. I think a lot. Sometimes, so in a retreat setting, I don't talk. I find I have desire not to talk because the mind has always been busy enough. But once the retreat ended, I still do not have desire to like having a lot of talking. But once I start talking, I find myself can't stop. I like a bit extreme. So there's like this polarity that is pulling, like. So I don't know, Ajahn, is there any way where I could?
Well, you can moderate your thinking by using the mantra or chanting. Just keep chanting or reciting a mantra. This will slow down or stop or diminish your thinking.
Tanjun, just now, Amy, I think this retreat earlier, the participants say that we multitask. And during my retreat with Ajahn now, Ajahn Anand having a 7 days retreat too, online. So I was in the online retreat earlier. And I realized that the mind is still overthinking. I try to use Itipiso to anchor. Yet at the same time, I could also put attention into my body. So it's kind of like multitasking.
Yes, you have to do one thing only. If you want to chant, just stick with the chanting. Don't go to other things. Or else you'll be running around from here to there, from there to back here again.
The reason why I put I find that even chanting, then the mind still runs. So when I chant Itipiso, do I put the intention into the meaning of the chanting or something like that so that I can deepen it or?
Doesn't matter. You have to accept that when you start, your mind will keep thinking. It doesn't stop right as soon as you start chanting. It's like applying the brake on your automobile. As soon as you step on the brake, it doesn't mean the car will stop right there and then. It takes time for it to slow down and eventually come to a halt, Same way with your mind. When you start chanting, it doesn't stop it from continuing thinking. But what you should do is just ignore what you think and then focus on your chant. And keep chanting and ignore the thoughts. Don't pay attention to it. If you keep on chanting, eventually the thought will slowly disappear.
So it's definitely a no to do two objects at the same time.
Well, you try to do one object, but the mind still can sneak and go do something else. But that's unavoidable because you don't have enough mindfulness to stop it yet. So you just have to let it be and try to focus on your chanting only. And the stronger your chanting becomes, then the less ability of the mind to sneak away.
But I also find that it's helpful, like the moment my mind sneak away, I just have to raise awareness, knowing that the mind sneak away.
It's not helpful. It's not helpful. It's just it means you've been distracted to other things already. You forgot your chanting in time.
I find myself having trouble like anchor to chanting.
That's right, because your mindfulness is not strong enough yet. That's why you forget as soon as you chant for a few words, and then the mind go somewhere else, and you go along with it. And before, maybe half an hour later, you realize you haven't chanted at all.
Yeah, it just runs, and then it goes everywhere.
It just means you don't have enough mindfulness to force the mind to stay with your chanting. But that's the way it is. You just have to try to stick to your chanting as much as possible.
So when it goes away, I just do not have to feel dejected. I just know.
No, just accept that this is part of the game. When you start, you're on the losing side because you haven't yet enough strength to fight your opponent. But as you continue on with your practice, your mindfulness will become stronger and stronger. And eventually you find that you don't think anything at all.
Another, like even if I anchor on chanting, the liner can change. Is it okay still, Ajahn? Like for example, I chant Buddha Buddha, then my liner can change to May I be well. Like suddenly I said to Metta, like it is still a repetitive of a word, but it would change a different liner. I'm not sure if it's.
Well, when you first started and your mind is still quite busy, then you can change it. But eventually, if you want it to become fully focused, then you should stick to one word, like Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto.
I find it helpful when I do walking meditation. I use Bhutto, Bhutto. I tend to stick with Bhutto, Bhutto.
Okay,
when I move.
Okay, do that.
But when I'm doing
sitting,
say if you were doing cooking or preparing something, can we do chanting also? Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto?
Yes. If your mind keeps going away, you can use chanting to pull it back to the cooking, to what you do.
Or if I put attention to the movement and all.
Yeah, and your mind don't go away, then it's okay also.
Okay, so can it vary from different days?
Try it. This is experience you have to learn from yourself. Trial and error.
Ajahn, I feel your good luck blessing. My campmate is I got a very good campmate. So there were very less noise. It was very noisy, the whole dormitory. Like a different group of people. So I have a good campmate who is quiet enough. So I was the whole retreat I kind of suppressed thing, afraid that not going too deep because of the setting it will not be suitable to get too deep or.
Yeah, you need to be alone to really take it into deep meditation.
So for now, like you just have to be patient, right? I heard you say
be patient and try to develop as much mindfulness or concentration as possible.
And bring the mind to the present as much as possible.
It's the same thing as stop thinking. When you don't think, then your mind is back in the present. When you think, then the mind goes into the past or to the future, or go away from where you are. Okay, I have other people waiting, so I have to.
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Next, Christine Koe from Penang.
Good evening, Ajahn. How are you?
Well, you see me for almost 2 hours now. You should know.
Ajahn, I'm so blessed that I feel I can meet you in person. And actually, when I see you in computer in front of the camera, it's totally different.
What's the difference? It's the same person. It's only smaller. Only the image is smaller. That's all.
No. The energy is totally different. I don't know how to explain. It's like it's a handphone totally charged, then connected. If possible, because last trip I went to Wat Yan, I stayed there for about 7 days, if not mistaken. I had 8 precepts over there. So this round we don't have this opportunity, then we do temple hopping. And thank you so much for your time. Really, really happy to meet you.
Okay, happy to meet you all too.
Thank you.
Okay, go to Sulan now. Sulan. What happened to Claudia? She was on for a while. Maybe she just lost time.
Yeah. Oh.
How are you, Sulan?
Oh, hello, Ajahn. How are you? I'm okay. Yeah. Just leg pain. The leg pain bothering me. Yeah.
I see. Don't let it bother you. Leave it alone. Use mantra when you feel affected by the pain. Just keep reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto.
I see. Okay. Yeah, it kind of bothered me because I couldn't bend my knee. Then couldn't really sit.
You can recite Anatta, Anatta. My body is not myself. It's not me. I cannot force it to be what I want it to be.
Oh. Okay, I will try that. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Just now Ajahn was sharing about the part that when we look at people, then we will kind of remember their names. Then I was like thinking, not all the people that I like look at their face, I can remember their name. Like it takes a while. Yeah.
Maybe your memory is not so good.
Oh, then how can I increase that memory though?
By keep thinking about it, thinking about the thing that you're supposed to remember.
Oh.
If you don't think you can, then you can forget it. But you keep thinking tomorrow is Wednesday, and it will stay in your mind with you.
Oh.
But if you don't think, maybe when you ask yourself what's tomorrow, you might have to take a little while to think.
Yeah. But I thought that the goal is to practice not thinking.
Well, we're speaking on a different level. I think. This is on the wisdom level.
On the
wisdom, you have to think. But when meditation, you have to stop thinking. So sometimes people get confused and they keep practicing wrongly. When it's time for them to stop thinking, they keep thinking. When it's the time for them to think, they don't think. They will think about some other thing else.
Yeah. It feels like there's a lot of things to remember in our lay life. A lot of people.
In practice, you will only have to remember three things: anicca, dukkha, anatta. That's all. Everything is anicca, anicca, dukkha, anatta. But you keep forgetting these three things.
Yeah, like even these three things, I keep forgetting also. Yeah.
Okay, I have another person waiting and some other question from Facebook, so I have to go quickly. Okay, Alexa, Aroka, you have a couple minutes to speak.
Hello, teacher. You hear me good?
Yes, see you good also.
Nice to meet you, teacher.
You are in the open today. Huh? Nice weather?
Yes, no, not nice weather. It's cold, but much more nature. Huh? Nature is
yes, there's a tree behind you.
The best place to be. Then you have the right conditions in nature.
Yes, Buddha became enlightened in nature outside the houses.
The house is good, like the monastery is good, but then you go to Dutong to everything is arranged in nature, so you don't stress. Yeah, and then you can work like you just told. You can work on keeping your mind still easier, and then then everything happens. Nature.
Yes, nature is a good place to meditate, to practice meditation.
how to stop thinking. Ajahn Supa told me, you come here to learn to keep the Buddha while you walking. And I said, yes, I have it, but then I talk. He said, yeah, don't talk. But then I was against the grain because there is a lot of people and not many know this. So, but I keep that. I keep my upeka not talking, and I just say, I just make like this when it was in coffee, and then they understood that I was not talking. And then it would do the thing is the movement become very slowly because then you are observing, you are with your attention in what you are doing. If you walk, I put attention in my hips most of the time. And if I'm taking a cup of coffee, then I am looking the whole movement. So I'm focused I put the attention. I notice that it's just a flow. Attention can go everywhere. So now I have the time to couple it, to put it wherever I want, because I find, let's say I would use this word, new brains. I have new brains here. And the reason why do I have a new brain is because I see the old brain. I see my, how to say it briefly, I see the conditionment from my brains. You know, it's all the thoughts. It's like a circle. You know, so just like when you have a music in your head, you repeat it all the time during the day. Then you see it's a circle, and then the thoughts are the same. So I start to follow my thoughts where it is, or through the eyes. Or the eyes move, or through the body it tells you I want to go to the toilet or something. Then I know where my attention is, and then to listen is then you are in the ground zero. Then you are. It's like a flow. If we get stuck, you know or read, or you recognize some formation, and then you say I know or read, so you stop the flow. So
yes,
to know that.
Okay, I think I have to cut you down. Here
sorry,
now I have some other people waiting.
I tried to get in much earlier, but
Yes.
it was very difficult. I'm more than half hour trying. I still learning how to deal with this equipment. Thank you
Okay.
for your attention. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Go to Joko. Joko from Indonesia.
Thank you, Ajahn. Yes. Ajahn, I have a question. So last 2 months, I joined an ordination program to be a samanera for temporary times, and now I have become lay people again. So my first information about joining Pabaja is that for Thai people, it's the way to show gratitude to our parents. But for us Indonesians, I think we are not common to these things, because even to become a monk is not very easy for us in Indonesian. Most of the Buddhists in Indonesia are Chinese, and we have to continue our surname, and probably some parents are not easily allowed their kids or children to be a monk. And my question is, can you explain to us, probably Ajahn, how could join the Pabaja become the way to show gratitude for children to their parents?
Well, see, if you become a novice or a monk, then you have a chance to become enlightened. Once you become enlightened, then you can teach your parents to become enlightened also. Like the Buddha, when he became enlightened, then he went back and visited his family, and then he taught them the Dhamma. And a lot of them became enlightened also. He taught his mother who died, who passed away and exists in heaven. He went to see her in heaven and taught her the Dhamma until she became enlightened. He taught his father on his sick bed before he died 7 days. He also became enlightened. This is a way of showing gratitude, paying back their kindness by helping them become enlightened. If you don't ordain, then you won't become enlightened yourself. So you won't be able to make your parents enlightened either.
I see.
So that's what it means when in Thai tradition for male at the age of 20 to become a monk. But they don't only do as a ritual because after 3 months they disrobe.
Yes.
And they haven't yet become enlightened, so they couldn't help their parents when they need to.
Okay, Ajahn. So it means as a lay people, if we become enlightened too, we are becoming a monk. It's also a way to show gratitude to our parents.
Well, it's not easy to be a layman and become enlightened. It's almost impossible.
I see, Ajahn.
Because you don't have the conditions. Except if you are somebody extraordinary, then yes, maybe you can become enlightened as a layman. But for most laymen, they cannot become enlightened.
I see, Ajahn. Okay. And then actually I realized something, Ajahn, after the ordination program ended, and then I actually practiced meditation longer than before, and then I practiced the Anapanasati, reciting Buddha in my mind, and then I just realized that something I have learned before, but I experienced it myself. So in Abhijato, we know that the object that we caused by our eye, our ears, and the other is actually different from our perception. I just realized this when I go to the temple, when one of the followers served tom yum to the Thai monks, and then I just realized that how could the monks taste the tom yum very nice or delicious, while I actually do not quite like the Thai foods. So I think the external things, the external objects is actually separated from the perception that we have. So because our brain is trained to perceive this thing as nice or delicious. So if we have trained ourselves to be mindful, then any external object would not actually matter. So if we are mindful, actually what makes us happy or suffering is only our mind. I just realized this, Ajahn.
That's right. That's right. So yes, when you're happy inside, then you don't need the thing outside to make you happy.
Yes.
So you can leave them alone.
So even from a single thing like of tom yum, I just think, oh, how could we very affected by external factor, like when we taste this food, actually it's the same food, but when it is tasted by different people, it will give different perception. So some even some event can be considered as happiness to someone, but the other thing may have considered it as a bad thing. So it's actually the play of the mind.
The mind has different preferences depending on your past life. If you used to like something in your past life, you will like something in this lifetime.
Yes,
and which can be different from somebody else. Somebody might not like the thing that you like.
Yes.
Okay, I have to stop now with you. I have to go to the last person. Okay, Claudia Schweiner from Germany. You've been here for a long time, but you've been keeping running all over the screen. What happened?
Hello.
Hi, how are
Good
you?
afternoon from Switzerland today.
Are you still in Switzerland? Okay.
Yes, yes, we are in Basel today, and I'm fighting with the technique at the tablet because at home in Germany I use my personal computer, and this tablet makes me crazy.
I see. That's why you keep running away from the street.
So I logged out. Then I got a message from Czech, and then I returned. So I'm here again.
Okay, how long are you gonna be in Switzerland before you go back to Germany?
Unfortunately, we have to leave on Thursday. So 2 more days only.
And back to work on Monday.
Yes, back to work on Monday. Yeah, but it's a wonderful stay here in Switzerland, and I feel so blessed that I was able to meet Kenneth, and that he took us to the monastery. It was such a beautiful place, and I enjoyed it so much. I felt like it was like heaven on earth. It was beautiful.
Yes, the picture looks real beautiful.
Yeah. And I also wanted to tell you that your advice from 2 weeks ago helps very much. So I was asking you how I can get more equanimity when I have to deal with all the injustice at school, and that is stressing me. And so you gave me the advice to watch my body and not to want to have bananas as oranges.
Yes.
And it still is very helpful. So of course I still have to train my mindfulness a lot.
Yes.
But when I can keep my mindfulness on my body, it really helps. I get more calm inside, and when I'm in a situation that is stressing me, then I think, well, can I make oranges out of bananas? And I say no to myself. It's really helpful, and I thank you so much. So I hold my tablet with both of my hands, so I can't talk with you.
Okay.
I'm sorry I can't talk with you the proper way, but this tablet it's my teacher in patience. I'm sorry that I can't talk with you the proper way now.
No, you're doing okay. You're doing okay. All right. Is that all you like to say for now?
Yes, for now it's all I want to say, and I hope to see you again on March 7th.
Okay. Hope you have enjoyed the rest of your holiday.
Yes, I will. Thank you so much.
Okay. You're welcome. We'll go to Facebook now for our final questions.
There are 3 questions from Facebook,ท่านอาจารย์. The first question from To Tang Ping. Can Ajahn explain indifferent feeling and what are the causes? Thank you.
Indifferent feeling is when you see something that you either think is good or bad. So you have indifference to that thing. If you see something that is good, then you have good feeling. If you see something that is bad, then you have bad feeling. And when you see something indifferent, it's neither good nor bad, then you have no good or bad feeling. So we call that indifferent feeling or neutral feeling.
Next questions from Michael Dule. Do Arahant become aware of when and how their body will die?
I don't know. You have to ask them.
And last questions from Sri Hasha. Respectful teacher, I have a question. I observe that my mind at times get cravings, and this subtle craving get larger and larger, like it consumes my mind and body to fulfill that craving. All along this time, the efficiency of my mind and work gets slowed down a lot, and I left unfinished with my tasks. This causes a lot of lack in my life. How can I overcome such craving so that it doesn't affect my normal work life? Thank you.
You have to develop mindfulness. Whenever you start to have craving, you should stop it if you have mindfulness, you can stop it by reciting mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. until your cravings come to stop. Okay, so try to practice mantra a lot. And when you have craving, try to use mantra to see how it works for you. Other way is to use wisdom. Is to see that everything that you crave for will cause you pain sooner or later. Because everything that you crave for is impermanent. They are temporary. When they are with you, they can make you feel good. But when they change or when they disappear, then they can make you feel bad. So it's better not to crave for anything. Okay. Is that all the questions?
Yes,
All
that's
right.
all.
I think we all run out of time for tonight, so we will have a chance for another round of questions. Thank you very much for your participation in this meeting tonight or today. And I hope that you can benefit from it and help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
สาธุเจ้าค่ะ
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you, Tila.
ขอบคุณคุณหลาคุณบอยนะ